Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Acton, and welcome to the Acton Gaming channel. And today we shall react or see what is to come on Ascension server in this close future. So let's see what they prepared for us.
Hey there, heroes, long time no see. Welcome to the Ascension official update. Today, we're bringing you up to speed on everything that's been happening with Ascension, what's been worked on, what's happening right now, and what's coming just down the road. I'm your host Zen, and today we're announcing something you've all been excited for. The Burning Crusade is almost here. The Burning Crusade is on the horizon, heroes. With the release date set for August of this year, it's time to lay the groundwork for the path you'll walk towards Ascension's first expansion. There are some big changes to tackle, but as TbC approaches, one feature rises above the rest. Classless returns to the forefront of Ascension. The classless free pick system is adjusting, upgrading, and improving as it prepares for TbC, and when the Dark Portal finally opens, you'll step into a world of incredible possibility. Hundreds upon hundreds of new game-changing mystic enchantments have appeared, and the new dynamic ability essence cost overhaul, talent adjustments, and the primary stat system are here to ensure that your choices matter. The new hero architect makes saving and sharing builds easier than ever before, and our character advancement UI has gotten a fresh coat of paint as well. Finally, we'll finish up by covering raiding in TbC, with brand new flex and heroic raid modes. It's time to truly create your ultimate champion, heroes. These classless changes are exploding with potential. Whatever spec you can imagine, whatever archetype you can think of, will be free for you to forge. Once you've made your unstoppable hero, you can test yourself against the dangers of a world unexplored as you prepare to adventure in Outland. Before that, however, you'll get a chance to test the TbC pre-patch changes firsthand. Consider this the official announcement. Ascension is launching its first league. Leagues are a new type of short-term format realm. They'll typically last from a few weeks to a few months, will be messy and a bit chaotic by nature, and are a place where tuning and changes will happen in real time. They'll also provide a space to experiment with more wild, quirky, and far-out features ideas that wouldn't quite work as well in a full season, but might be really fun to play for a few weeks. Ascension's first league will be the TbC Pre-Patch League. This one will last for exactly 1 month, with absolutely no exception, before merging into Legacy Realms and bringing characters and updates with it. While it's live, the TbC Pre-Patch League will be a place where you can test and experiment with all the new features coming this August in the Burning Crusade. Updates and tuning will occur in real time, and changes will be attentive, fast, and based on player feedback, observations, and collected data. These rapid improvements will make the format a bit crazy, and that, alongside the massively increased character progression and whirlwind release schedule, will make for an incredible month. The point of it all is to test these new updates from start to finish in rapid succession. That way, whatever features need a bit of extra love can be improved before they hit the main realms. In so doing, the focus moving forward can be on providing more epic TbC content and expanding TbC systems once the expansion goes live. Expect the TbC Pre-Patch League to be a wild month, heroes. Whether you're a new or returning player or a long-term veteran, now is a great time to build a new hero and catch up with the pack, preparing yourself for the Burning Crusade.
So, yes, the first pre-patch will come in, what do we have today? 11th? So in 6 days the first pre-patch will be there. The first one to begin them all, the first league. And let's go back a little bit and see what they said that there will be. This should be it. Yes. So it will exactly be 1 month, which I'm excited for. I'm gonna test there something. At least we will have something to play with during our Ascension time. And that will be both Tuesday and Saturday. No, Saturday, no, Thursday. The 2 days there will be always a video of that because 1 month is pretty short, you know. And before TbC there will be character merge. I have no idea how to do that. We will be able to test their TbC features. I can test them right now because I have the TbC alpha. So nothing really big for me, but I still will test it because there will be probably some difference. There will be fast progression, sure. That's probably true. That's the whole premise of Ascension. And I really hope that they do their best job, which they mostly do. I'm sorry, Cat has some needs. And let's see, what was the other thing they spoke about? It was almost here at the end.
Test builds, raid, and PvP, you'll be preparing your champion to the new hero and catch.
There. You can also try the new mystic enchantments, which I'm kind of curious about. I don't really have that many of them. We can create our own hero. That's the premise of Ascension. You can also see what builds we can create. And yeah. The cat is getting in the way. Great gear, I'm sure of that. And feedback, yes, they will get feedback from me if I can give it. Of course, we will see what we will see there. Let's continue.
Time to build a new hero and catch up with the pack, preparing yourself for the Burning Crusade. While you experiment with new features, test builds, raid, and PvP, you'll be preparing your champion to step foot through the Dark Portal. Here's some other juicy info you can expect from the league. First off, your collections from all realms will transfer over to this league, so you'll have everything you need to outfit your new heroes. Second, character progression is getting a massive boost. Leveling rates are increased to ×7, Raiders' commendation drops are significantly increased, and raid loot is doubled. Additionally, lockout timers may be reduced to as little as 3 days if appropriate. Honor gain is increased by ×3, and arena point gain will also be increased to fit with this quick progression schedule. Overall, you can expect an amazing leveling experience, followed by a fast-paced endgame with new content dropping fast and
So yes, so EXP ×7, heck yeah! Double raid loot, my pleasure. Honor gain, I'm not really about that much, but we will see if I can get some PvPs as well. Arena points, great thing, I guess. Collection merging into the leagues, hell yes. Mikiš, nech toho. Nebudeš útočit na mikrofon. Cat attacking the microphone, that's just not cool. An increased character progression, I'm still not sure what that means, but we will see. Let's continue.
Frequently. As you conquer content and experience the updates, they'll be ported from the league straight over to Legacy Realms, as both the team and the community are happy with them. That's the basis for our pre-patch league, heroes. Let's jump into specific changes. As mentioned earlier, the pre-patch league and TbC are a return to classless Ascension. The free pick model will be in full swing, and you can get excited about choosing your favorite spells and building your hero like never before. To that end, a handful of big changes are here for the classless system that will help eliminate the problems it's faced in the past. First up,
So, the realm release will be on 17th July on 18 server time, which is 6 PM, and will end at 16th August, which is the TbC launch. I'm sorry, the nose. And free pick, of course. That's the build that we are doing. That's what they call it. Challenges will be available, Iron Man, Survivors and Resolute, which is great. I don't think the Resolute will be so great because in 1 month on 1 times EXP, I don't think it's that something interesting because there is so much less time to test your character on. Iron Man and Survivors, sure, that's great. And new changes to the classless system. I'm ready to face them. Let's go.
Up one of the coolest updates we've got. Let's check out the new Mystic Enchantments. Ascension's first league is bringing you unprecedented potential for customization with the help of hundreds upon hundreds of new Mystic Enchantments. There are now over 1,000 unique Mystic Enchantments on Ascension, and using a combination of old and new, you'll be able to create any sort of champion you could possibly imagine. When you step into the TbC Pre-Patch League, you'll get a chance to try them yourself, building whatever you can think of and conquering your enemies like never before. One of Ascension's major goals with these Mystic Enchantments is to increase the variety of competitive builds and playstyles. And not just competitive in a PvP sense, competitive in the sense of feeling great to play, as well as having the numbers to keep pace. Basically, you should be able to make the build you want on Ascension. Want to play a Flameborn Archer? You can do that. Want to play a Brooding Night Elf Warden? You can do that too. Want to spring from the shadows, striking down your prey in a flurry of steel before vanishing into the sunset to the tune of smooth jazz? You can do that. No, really. And you can do each just as well as heroes playing more traditional archetypes. These new Mystic Enchantments will change the way you craft and play your hero, offering you incredible potential for both customization and unique play. With some innovation and a bit of careful planning, you should be able to realize any character, any hero that you could possibly want to play. These aren't uninspired power-ups either. These are transformative enchantments that shape your hero and help solidify your playstyle. They're also moving away from being rehashes of talent points.
I really like this. I'm really looking forward to those Mystic Enchantments. Especially if it can help us with our builds to make them really our builds and make them more powerful. They gave some interesting options, I would say. And ain't that right? Well, let's continue. I'm glad they're making these changes a little bit better.
Instead becoming unique, interesting, and fun to use in their own right. Finally, the rarity of Mystic Enchantments now better represent what they do and what they're for. Uncommon and rare Mystic Enchantments stack 3 times. They offer you power where you want it and are crucial for completing your build. A big change, however, is that the new uncommon REs are no longer just worse versions of rare REs. They're brand new, from-scratch effects that are unique to uncommon Mystic Enchantments. Now, when you find one out in the world, it won't be garbage just because you have the potential of getting a better rare or epic version of the enchantment later on down the line. What you find will be a unique, interesting effect all on its own that you can decide whether or not to use if it seems to fit with your build. Epic Mystic Enchantments are now single-stack, unique, powerful effects. Much like legendaries, you can have only one of each. However, you can have up to 3 epic REs total, meaning they'll help you define and flesh out whatever build you're trying to create by offering power and utility in the right places. Finally, legendary Mystic Enchantments haven't actually changed too much. They still exist as cornerstones of your build, and still grant substantial power in the places that you think you need it most. The big change is that a ton of new legendary enchantments have been introduced to open up new and interesting dimensions.
So how this will work, I guess, is that the uncommon and rares are like these filler ones that can be used whenever and however, and the epics ones are that are like these extra boosts, and legendary are the finishing moves for that build. It seems like I'm gonna get some guests in a moment, so I'm gonna stop this here and we will continue later. I will see you later again. Finally back at home, and let's continue this review or see what they got for us. We last stopped at this, and I believe I said everything that I wanted to say to this, so let's continue.
Of gameplay. These new Mystic enchantments serve a few important purposes. First, they'll shift enchantments away from just being additional talents and start adding real flavor and flair to your hero. This in turn will help you define yourself apart from others. Additionally, the sheer number of new REs should help to widen build variety. With so many enchantments and combinations, the choices you make really start to matter, and heroes will find that they're better able to establish their personal identity and specs apart from their peers, even if you happen to be playing the same general build. Then, from a balance perspective, moving away from talent copying REs and introducing new, unique effects makes for less redundancy, less power up one skill to win, and lends itself to better balance potential across the board. If a build created by these new enchantments reveals itself as either too strong or too weak, adjustments can start on the Mystic enchantment level rather than the spells and talents. The enchantments will provide a focal point for improving the realm, and that's a win for everyone. Rather than the spells and talents. The enchantments will provide a focal point.
This is something I'm really looking forward to. I mean, I want to add flavor to my character, of course, and it will define our playstyle. So I believe this is a really good change to the ways that Ascension is moving to. So let's continue.
Point for improving the realm, and that's a win for everyone. It goes without saying, but spells and abilities on Ascension have tons of different effects. Some are strong in one situation, others are strong in another, some are less powerful by nature, and others still are buffs and utility that are difficult to pin down. The point is that certain spells and abilities are stronger than others, and that's good. Strong spells feel great to use. They help define your character and your playstyle, and add both flavor and power to your spell selection. Trying to make all spells similar in power would erase that. So to fix it, we're introducing dynamic ability costs. Dynamic ability costs are here to solve a simple problem. Different spells are worth different amounts, plain and simple. With dynamic ability costs, the cost of an ability will now reflect its power, rather than being universal across the board. Moving forward, stronger abilities will cost more ability essences to denote their colossal power. This accomplishes two important things. One, moving forward, stronger abilities will cost more ability essences.
And this is something I'm really looking forward to. Even though it changes the thing that how we build the builds, this will actually help us define it on a whole new level. So I am real happy they do this. It won't be as easy as it was now to get some builds OP, and it will really define how people create characters now. Let's continue.
To denote their colossal power. This accomplishes two important things. One, you won't be fighting someone who's picked all the utility in the universe to reset and prolong fights, popping one cooldown after another and negating every trick up your sleeve. Two, strong spells and abilities can stop undergoing nerf after nerf to try and jerry-rig them in line power-wise with less strong skills. Strong skills will be allowed to be strong, and they can have a cost that represents their strength at a glance. When you look at a spell with an above-average investment cost, you can tell not only that it's good, but also that it's a hero-defining ability, one you can feel great about choosing. Spells like Blink and Divine Shield are game changers, and as one of your few utility spells, they should feel great to use. If you pop a strong cooldown and either win or escape from a fight, the ability you used should feel like it was worth the investment you traded to get it. The dynamic ability cost change will make that happen, and a spell's cost will now reflect its power. The choice is...
This is something great, and I said it before in the previous window where they spoke about this. And yes, exactly what I said, prevents absurd power creep. It will prevent, and it will also define our building, and that our choices matter. And every spell kind of will be valuable, so I'm really looking forward for this small but rather impressive change.
You make and the abilities you choose will define you as an individual as you adventure and roam throughout Azeroth. Next up, a brand new streamlined stat pick system that actually brings meaningful customization to your hero is finally here. Introducing the Primary Stat System. The Primary Stat System allows players, rather than individually assigning stats, to choose their primary stat with the click of a button. Once chosen, you'll gain bonuses based on which stat you picked. Selecting Strength or Agility will grant you bonus attack power, Intelligence grants extra spell damage, and Spirit grants extra healing power.
This primary stat system, I'm really curious how they make it, but I still feel like they are missing stamina, because when it comes to tanking, you don't really care about damage, you care more likely for surviving. So if you look here at this, what they listed, bonus attack power, bonus spell damage per spell power, and the same healing power with spirit. It doesn't add to the idea of tanking a boss, in my opinion. I really think they should add a stamina where it gives more health points, and it's kind of you have to play kind of around it, because the old system, yes, it was difficult to balance, and it was not hero defining, and of course you had to kind of think about it, or just dump it into stamina. But stamina is for some heroes really defining, because tanking is an important part of the gameplay. So I really would appreciate if they added the stamina option for tanks, because they even said it in game that stamina is the primary stat that tanks go for, and I agree with that. You want a lot of health, and what happens when you take that away, that option? You completely dump tanking away from PvE and PvP. You have everywhere should be at least some version of a tank, and that they basically make it really easy to get these primary stats with one click. That's perfect. That's amazing. And yes, it gives us an amazing bonus to encourage gaining stats. But I really believe that stamina should be there for tanks. And I'm gonna praise this a lot. Stamina for tanks is supposed to be there, in my opinion. Let's continue.
It's a really straightforward system, and it means a lot to your hero. Choosing your primary stat will provide a real, meaningful boost to your hero, as well as opening up specs and archetypes and giving one more layer of specialization to your creativity. Have you ever wanted to try out a new build quick and easy? Is your friend playing something you wouldn't mind giving a shot? Have an archetype in mind and want to give it a whirl? Now you can load builds instantly to your hero with the brand new Hero Architect. The Hero Architect is an amazing new addition that allows heroes to save, share, and load different builds straight from the Architect UI to your character. It allows you to create or load fully mapped out builds, showing what spells, talents, and enchantments to pick down to the individual level. If you load a build from the Hero Architect, you'll know exactly what spells and talents to pick as you level, creating an environment where you can learn the build as you go and forgo the hurdles and challenges that come from making a really great build from scratch. By the time you hit level cap, you'll know your hero inside and out and be ready to grab some epic mystic enchantments and pieces of gear. On the other end of the spectrum, for those of you who love theory crafting and creating builds, the Hero Architect allows you to share your build with the entire Ascension community of theory crafting and
This is something I'm really looking forward to as well, because this is amazing. If you want to play something that you saw on YouTube, I don't know, or your friend says, this is amazing build, you can, like they exactly said, you can take his build and lower it up from level 1, and it will build you the path to get this build. And this is basically like something from retail, but it doesn't really build your hero by yourself. You still have to click the buttons, make the decisions, in my opinion, I guess. That's something that we cannot test out on the PTR. But if you make it on the max level, then you get just the build completely, of course. And I'm gonna try to make some guides for you. And you know that I love theory crafting with builds and stuff that I have, and if you give me some suggestions, I will try to make them work the best way possible. That's why we have right now the Santa Claus, which recently hit the level 60. So I will have to play there a little bit more to see what's good, what's bad, and then you maybe can go for a build that's similar to it. Yeah, let's continue.
Creating builds, the Hero Architect allows you to share your build with the entire Ascension community. Now veterans and others who thrive in their thinking chairs can garner reputation and fame for their theory crafting expertise. Make a good build and dozens, if not hundreds of players might decide to play it. What's more, players will be able to upvote and downvote builds, meaning both the cream and the meme will always rise to the top. Not only will this allow players to try and test different builds, but it will also provide savvy heroes with a way to see what spells and talents are commonly picked across really great builds. With that knowledge, they may even be able to make some of their own. Finally, the top build creators will get accolades for their performance, so it's worth it to make and share good builds.
This is something I didn't get to yesterday when I was watching it for myself. So from here out, I'm really looking into a blind picture, but I really like this thing. It really encourages those people who love to theory craft and make their builds really worth the while. So upvoting and downvoting system, I love it. And rewarding those players, heck yeah, I'm up for it. I'm gonna try even more now, just to make a good build for you guys. Like, holy crap, that's something I'm looking forward. Let's go to the next panel, I guess.
Think your specialization can rise to the top? The people will have to decide. Next up, heroes, we're tackling one of the cornerstones of Ascension, raids. For some of you, there's no better challenge than storming through and conquering the powerful enemies you'll find in the depths of raids. On Ascension, raids should be both accessible for anyone who wants to run them, as well as challenging for those who enjoy the struggle. That's why with Ascension's first league, both Flex difficulty and Heroic difficulty are coming to Ascension. Flex rating is a new addition to Ascension that will open up raids to more players. That's why with Ascension's first league, both Flex difficulty and Heroic difficulty are...
Yummy! Do I have to say more? Of course I have. Yes, please, yes. Flex rating is interesting. I'm gonna see how that works. But heroic difficulties? Oh yeah. More challenging and more powerful enemies and more better loots. Hell yeah, baby. I'm up for the task. I'm going to raid with our builds and see which ones perform the best, of course. So be up for it on my channel, of course.
Are coming to Ascension. Flex rating is a new addition to Ascension that will open up raids to more players. Gone are the days where you'll need exact numbers to clear and overcome raids. With Flex rating, you'll be able to leap into raids with anywhere between 10 to 25 players, and the raid will adjust depending on your size. Missing one player from your 25-man raid? No problem. Delve inside.
This is something I believe they are kind of took from retail, because it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So I'm not gonna blame them or anything like, oh yeah, you copied this from retail, blah blah. No, heck yeah, I'm for it. I mean, this way you don't have to always have the exact numbers. It will adjust to the numbers that you bring. The fact that they have a requirement of minimum 10 players to take with you, that's also perfectly fine with me. And it's there's no risk in taking more than 10 or less than 25. And only more people means more loot. Yeah, that's obvious. That's how flex rating works in Ascension as well. And there's no breakpoint. Well, there kinda is, it's at 25, but you know. Well, I guess they mean in like in the between phase there is still this limitation a little bit, but yeah. Let's go.
And the raid will adjust to your 24-man size. Have a group of 13 friends but don't want to leave any out? Great news! Take your 12 buddies and run it together as 13. Flex raiding gives you and your guild, and you and your friends, the flexibility to raid the way you want. No more calling it quits just because one hero can't show or has to leave early. With flex raiding, you'll be able to dive into raids regardless of how many allies happen to show up today. As long as it's at least 10. You do need at least 10. That's how flex raiding works. For those of you looking for a challenge, however, worry not. We've got a few tricks up our sleeve for the bold and the brave. Introducing heroic raids. Heroic raids are exactly what they sound like. Challenging trials balanced to the tune of kicking your ass. With the implementation of flex raiding, all Ascension raids will additionally feature both a 10 and 25-man heroic version. These raids offer a much harder challenge for guilds who seek it, and also heroic versions of that raid's gear. Think you look nice with your twin glaives of Azenov? How about heroic twin glaives? Think you can hold a lot of loot in your pit lord satchel? Hold.
I love how they censor just the text on the warglaives. This is just so adorable. But yes, I agree. Rewards should be better on heroic than they should be on flex or normal. And I wonder what this will be like. So let's take a look.
More things with your heroic pit lord.
Excuse me? Excuse me? That big yikes. That big yikes. I mean, it's a unique equipped, but still, 222 slot bags. Even with an add-on, you will have a full screen of bag slots. I guess this is just a joke, but still, maybe they added just a 2 too much. I love it though. If they add really a 222 bag slot, I wanna see that player that has a full screen bag slot on his PC. I guess he will need a specific screen only for his Pit Lord Satchel heroic version.
Lord Satchel. Alright, we made that one up, but still, heroic loot's pretty cool. Additionally, heroic raid loot will allow...
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie. They had us. We weren't defeated, but they had us. But it took guts, it took an attitude. That's all it takes. That's all it takes to be successful.
Those who really enjoy undertaking difficult raids to stand out from the crowd. Bloodforged gear won't cut it when it comes to heroics, so you'll need to climb a ladder if you want to see the treasure hiding in these challenging trials.
Hey, how you doing?
And that, heroes, is everything we've got for today. We hope you're really excited to dive into our very first league and experience the TbC pre-patch. Remember that after it launches, the realm will only stick around for 1 month, so take the time to test out new builds.
Well, since this is the end, holy shit, we got something coming for us. And I'm really happy to see what you can come up with and what I can come up with. I guess I'm going right now on the PTR server and try to make the Frost Warrior that we have prepared. And I will see what I can mix up there. I guess I have already there one, but it still needs some polishing, so yeah. Let's get this show started on July 17th on 6 PM server time. Let's make the most of it, my friends, my comrades. I see you next time on Actolon Gaming.